Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Nicole. I run Cookie Creations along with Jesse. We've been experimenting with interviewing local businesses and artists. Today we're with Grim Garden. So why don't you tell everybody how was Grim Garden started?
So back in 2016, I was playing around with some canvas patches at a party. Everybody was kind of shitting on my ideas. I was with my whole squad from high school, but Mac Majors, the original co-founder of Grey Garden, which is the first name, uh, brought me outside. He was all pissed off that everybody was kind of shitting on all my canvas patches. He said, "Dude, I think you have something going here," because I was drawing the logo. It was coming out dope, obviously. So he threw some money at it and we started it up. I was actually going to Mass Art in Boston at the time, so I still had like 2 more years to go. So we ran it
Long distance.
from yeah,
Like him in Boston and Mac down here in New Jersey. Like on the phone every day, back and forth. Yada yada yada. The
a lot
whole
of
kit and
driving, a
caboodle.
lot of driving back, a lot of communication, but we made it happen. And I'm letting DJ take the rest of the story over.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, Mac and Jake went a very long way with bringing Grim Garden to close to what it is today. And then in 2019, tragically, Mac passed away. I hadn't been part of the company at that point. It was just then Jake working all by himself, and then being desperate, needing help from people. He linked up with some people that shouldn't have been, helping him. Made some mistakes, but we were all in a really bad, vulnerable situation. Our best friend had just died. It was, don't blame him for any of that. And then I decided that I wanted to really start helping Jake, and he just didn't have the heart to ask me. He didn't want to put the kind of pressure on me, being his other friend. But I forced him to let me do it, and then after about I don't know, maybe like 6 to 8 months, maybe almost a year of me helping, he gave me the other half of the company, and it's been me and him just together 50-50 since then.
Oh, no. So what is everybody's role?
All right, so my role is basically to do a lot of the business aspect of things. I plan events, I set up events, I apply to all the festivals that we go to. I keep things organized and run a lot of the finances. I do networking and run a lot of the social media. He helps with social media, but he really doesn't like it. So, but and he's the creator, the artist. I'll let him explain what he does more specifically.
So I went to school for illustration, so I do all the illustrating and tailoring, which I learned over quarantine. I got the COVIDs. I got a bad case of the COVIDs, and it actually turned out for the better because I got that unemployment time. Learned how to sew. I had no idea how to sew before that. I wasn't doing any of that, so it really expanded.
The cooler one-of-one things that now have gotten much better since he learned how to actually use a sewing machine, and it's not just like getting things printed onto t-shirts now.
Yeah, I was like, I would paint right onto denim, but like my process now is has come a long way.
Now he can take a bunch of pieces of denim and sew them together into something new and then paint on top of it, which is 10 times cooler than buying a pair of jeans or a vest and then painting on top. In my opinion, it's cooler.
It is. Yeah. So how did you guys start bending?
Start vending. You can tell a little bit about the beginning.
In the beginning, so
Shot. I think you're in shot anymore.
true. There we go. So it started off. Mac Majors was a poet. That was his. What do you call it?
His passion,
His passion.
his poetry. Yeah.
So the Rev Lounge, it's like a coffee shop from Tom's River. They would have open mics, and the first couple events we did were actually just having a table at those. And then what was the big starter?
Branched off into festivals and
Music festivals. First music festival was a doozy. Mad Lib 2018. She was crazy. It's a good time. DJ actually came to that one.
I helped.
It was still me and Mac, but we needed help, and yeah.
It was really fun.
And then so music festivals, that's where we do the best. So that's where we're really aiming at now.
That's where we have the most fun. We really took on music festivals big last year. We did Beard Fest, we did Carnival of the Arts, he went to Submersion, we did a Froggy Days event up in New York. We did Genreroo, which was just a day festival, but still, you know what I mean? The camp out ones where you go, I think the EDM festivals and the hippie jam band festivals where it's like 4 or 5 days out, like on top of a mountain or in the middle of the woods, and it's like no cell phone service. That's where we have the most fun. That's where we make the most money. That's where we find our kind of people.
So how do you make your one-of-one clothing?
I'll start with that. So I'm not very good at creating things with my hands, but I have a pretty vivid imagination. Jake, for some reason, is very, very good at taking everything that I say to him and then bringing it to life because I can't put it on the paper the way he can. But all I have to do is say like 3 or 4 things, and then he like taps into my brain, and then like boom, it comes out exactly the way I wanted it with no detail at all. Like I didn't even have to give a detail, and he did it all the way I wanted it.
Well, that's so. I really like having somebody give me some kind of direction. Like that's why I really like getting custom work ordered. Like if somebody's like, "Dude, could you do a custom pair of pants for me?" I'm like, "Dude, I would love nothing less." Like that's first priority now is making that pair of pants. Just because it's fucking objective, you know what I mean? I don't have to. It's not all on me. It's like now I have something to push off of, and it only takes a little bit for me to really get there. But when it's something that I'm coming up with on my own, I'm just like going. You know, I usually just jump in.
Just straight from the heart, soul, and brain. There's nothing.
I like having
about it.
I like having company around so that I could like at least after starting. At least after starting, I like to like have somebody come over like DJ or one of my good friends, and just so that I could be like, is this good?
You need reassurance every once in a while.
Reassurance,
you know you're good.
Reassurance is always good. I mean, I'll ask my family too, you know. But
And lastly, what are some pros and cons to running Grim Garden?
Biggest pro, which is I would say, you know, pretty personal to us, is that we're best friends and we agree on just about everything. So there's never any arguments, and we know exactly how to handle each other's bullshit. Like if I'm in a bad mood, he knows not to piss me off more. When he's doing stupid stuff, I know just to laugh at it and not actually get pissed off about it. Like, you know, so we've learned, you know, from just even being friends since we were, you know, for over 10 years now. We met at Kmart.
Shout out
working
Kmart.
together. Yeah, shout out K-Fart.
fucking joint,
Them White
pushing
Castle
carts,
guys.
smoking
Yeah.
weed.
Yeah, in the parking lot on break. Yeah, that shit was fun.
White Castle.
But there's a lot of pros. There's too many pros for us to even really go about it because we just love what we do so much that this is just fun for us. I would say a con is what Jake has said this before. It's, you know, when he's doing his own thing, it's all original. Like it's from his brain. We don't do fan art. We don't do anything where it's like it's all fresh, new ideas. So like when it's kind of hard to sell that sometimes because it gets overlooked. You know, when you go, if you're a Disney fan and you go up to a table and you're gonna see something if it's Disney related immediately, and you're gonna like it and probably buy it. When you walk up to our table, you're not gonna see anything that you've ever seen before unless you've already seen Jake's artwork. And a lot of people will overlook it because they're like, what is that? And they don't take a second to look. But the people who actually look at it and stare at it for a minute end up like really, really enjoying it. And those are the kinds of people that will hang out at our table with us at festivals for 20-30 minutes and just talk to us about stuff because it's just, it all comes out of just his brain, his heart, and his soul. It's nothing else. And then the other con that we're running into now, because Jake's about to quit his job for the first time and not have an actual job, and I quit my job about a month ago. So now it's like, if we don't make money, we don't have money at all. And that's like, not having that security of like a constant income of a job is scary, but it's also very exhilarating. I mean, he's gonna feel it. He's ready. You know, it's gonna be good. I think we're gonna have a really good time. But
next week, I'll be right
next
here,
week,
in this
will be
area
the
here.
spot. right here.